Hey guys, Tom here, Throwing Wrenches Garage, joined by
Declan.
All right. We wanted to just make a quick little bonus video. This isn't the normal video. We're not going to be doing a bunch of work. But we wanted to do a quick shout out to everybody to thank you for all of the views and all of the subscribers and all of the comments on the videos. We posted this on Instagram last weekend that we're only making this channel for ourselves and for friends and family so that they could track the project and we'd have something to remember it by. We never expected this many people to tune in.
It's a lot of people.
It's a lot, and it's great. It's awesome. We're very, very thankful, grateful, appreciative of all of you who are tuning in, and I'm really, really happy that other people are getting excitement out of this and other people are getting a value out of it. So thanks very much for tuning in. And with that said, we had quite a bunch of comments on both of the videos.
Advice.
Lots of advice, lots of constructive criticism, which was great. We're brand new to doing this, and even though I watch a lot of YouTube videos,
we still need all the help we can get.
Yeah. So it's really great to get that enthusiastic and constructive criticism. Keep it coming. If there's things that you see that we can do better, please let us know. We have almost no idea what we're doing, so it's great to get that feedback. But there were a couple of things that kept coming up regularly that we wanted to sort of answer, and a few other things that were sort of very specific questions that we wanted to go through. The first is a fairly recent comment. Somebody wrote in and said, well, it's a hardtop, so it must be a 350 car. Not actually true based on what I've been able to research. So if you look at the VIN codes on these cars for 1988, the 8th digit in that VIN code tells you what the engine is supposed to be in that car. So this is all assuming that this is the original engine. I don't have any reason to believe it's not. The 8th digit in this car's VIN is an F, and that means it's a 305 LB9 motor, which is the TPI motor. So that is, I believe, what we have in this. If it were a 350, that 8th digit would be an 8. And it is true that the 350s only came in hardtops. You couldn't get them available in a convertible. However, it does not mean that all hardtops are 350s. So you could get this in a 305, which we think this is. The second question that we had, and I have a cheat sheet here because I'll never remember all this, is about the stupid frame filter. I think my comment about the frame filter came in off camera and didn't, left it on the editing room floor.
Yeah, you expressed your distaste towards them.
Yeah, they're garbage. They're basically just a metal canister filled with cardboard. They're crap. And I know that. The trick was I was buying some stuff for the car at Walmart, a bunch of cheap stuff, and I was looking for an oil filter while I was there. I just didn't want to make a second trip to the auto parts store where I know I could get a Wix. So I just grabbed the Fram because I knew that it wasn't going to be in here for long. In truth, if I didn't want to cut the old filter open to inspect it, I probably would have just left the old filter on and just changed the oil. But because I wanted to cut that filter off, I needed something else to jam in its place. So trust me, that's the last time you're going to see a Fram on this channel. I'm a Wix guy. We get it. I know that it's garbage, but we knew we weren't going to drive the car with it, and it wasn't going to be on there for long. So, exceptions were made, I guess. We had a lot of great tips about the fender sticking out. So my brother-in-law, Alex, owns a body shop, and he came in and looked at it, and we had some questions as to what was going on with it. I thought maybe it came from the hit, but several of you mentioned that it's more than likely from someone jacking the car up in the wrong spot.
That's annoying. And someone made a mistake.
Yeah, and I mean, the fact that several people said that makes me think that this is really common and it happened all the time. Actually not terribly surprising on a unibody car, because if you don't know what you're doing, it can be difficult to figure out where you're supposed to put the jack and how you're supposed to lift it. So great tip. Thank you very, very much for giving that back to us. And that is something that we'll be looking at once we start to get to the body work on the car. We got another comment from a couple of people that the kid doesn't look like he wants to be there. He looks like he'd rather be playing video games. And I will say that I probably need to do a little bit of a better job making sure that Declan's always got something to do.
Sometimes I kind of just stand there looking into space. I don't really know what to do most of the time. So I just kind of look at the car
Yeah.
and do nothing.
It's a direction issue on my end more than it is Declan not wanting to be there. Trust me, we're out here, and you guys are seeing 25-minute videos, but we're out here for hours to make that 25-minute video. So Declan is definitely into it, and quite frankly, if he wasn't into it, I wouldn't be able to stand him being out here with me for the hours that it takes to make these things. I would have sent them back in the house a long time ago. But it's just a matter of, when you're out here for that long, and if you're not self-directed, you're waiting for somebody to tell you what to do, and I'm not always good at that. So that's something I will get better at, so that you guys can see how enthused Declan really is about this car. Because I think you are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We got a couple of comments about the ozone generator, because we talked about the baking soda that we put in the car. Baking soda is totally like a lo-fi trick. It's cheap. I think it was like $4 worth of baking soda at the grocery store. The baking soda actually worked really, really well on the seats, right?
Yeah. It cleaned it.
It pretty much took the stink out of the seats. Putting the baking soda on, we covered it. We got one of those giant boxes of baking soda. And we put the seats in trash bags and just dumped baking soda all over the seats, sealed them up, and left them there for close to a week in the heat. And when we pulled those things out of there and vacuumed them off, the smell was nearly gone. And then by the time we did the upholstery cleaning and the steam cleaning, you really can't smell anything in the seats anymore except the cleaner.
Yeah.
From the upholstery cleaner.
Which is good, because when we put one of the seats in the car, it came off into the car and kind of made it smell better in there. But
oh, really?
Yeah. From what I smelled in there, it smelled better than how it did.
Oh, that's good. So the car still does kind of stink a little bit.
A little.
We've been leaving the window open while it's in the garage, but it's been super hot here and very muggy, which means things are just kind of clinging. But the ozone generator tip is a good one. I'm going to look into them.
I don't even know what an ozone generator is. It sounds over the top.
It's a magical electric box that basically treats the air electronically.
Isn't like the ozone like the layer around the earth?
Yeah, I'm sure we're probably killing something by doing that. Like something's going to die because we did that. But if it gets rid of the stink, then I'm probably okay with that.
Maybe it'll be the chipmunk in the exhaust.
Yeah. Oh, we did find that. That's coming up in another video, one that I have to start editing once we end this. But when we did start it up, we did blow a chipmunk carcass out of the tailpipe, which was pretty horrific. He'd been there for a very long time. It wasn't our fault. He died in there long ago, but he did come out with a fair amount of smoke.
Alvin got stuck.
Yeah. We also got a bunch of comments about recommendations for stores. So a lot of people have commented on the Chevelle in the background. We'll get to that in a minute, but I'm a big fan of a few different shops that I use to order stuff from the Chevelles, for the Chevelle, and it's hit or miss, right? Some places are great, some people are off, some places are awful. Unfortunately, like none of them are the same for these third-gen Camaros. So I've had to sort of explore a whole different set of options for car places. We did find Classic Industries. I ordered quite a few things from Classic Industries for the car already. They're pretty great in terms of the breadth of stuff that they have and how quickly they're able to get it out to us. And a lot of people have mentioned Hawks, which I also found but haven't really explored too much. So we're going to have to do some more digging into them too and find those parts. But thank you, and keep them coming. If you have any more ideas about where to find parts, new or used.
It really helps.
Yeah, it's huge, because I mean that's where we spend a lot of time, right? Is lost in the black hole of the internet, searching for parts that we actually don't really need but are going to make us feel good when we order them. Another thing was the seatbelt weakness. So we talked about how faded the seats were and how faded the seatbelts were from the sun. And a couple people very astutely pointed out that if your seatbelts are actually fading from the sun, then they're also probably breaking down structurally and they're not really safe anymore. This is 100% true. Even if they weren't faded, they're 36 years old. I don't think there's any seatbelt on the planet that any manufacturer would recommend be in use for 36 years. So since this is going to be Declan's daily driver and I've grown kind of attached to him, we'll make sure that he has good seatbelts. So we'll be making some new ones, not making new ones, sorry, ordering new ones to put in there when it comes around to him needing to drive it. But we're a whole like engine rebuild and interior away from that.
Yeah,
so.
First we need a car that's able to move before worrying about the thing that stops you.
Yeah, you need to worry about forward momentum before you have to worry about abrupt stops, for sure. And then finally, there's the future of the car. Tons of people saying, don't screw the car up. other people saying LS swap it. There's always a guy who says LS swap it. And a bunch of people sort of commenting on what we're going to do with the car. So I'll let Declan take it away in terms of our like main intent.
So I know a lot of people have been worrying about souping the car out and making it like just an ugly car that's supposed to look old, but on the inside it just looks like a Honda Civic that's been tampered with. I hope to keep it more how it was supposed to be and more original.
More stock.
Yeah, than more new, because it kind of ruins the feel of it if it's just a normal car just looking different. So hopefully we don't have to change it that much and we can keep it more stock.
Yeah, that's been something that we've been talking about a little bit. We had a bunch of time to talk when we were heading down to the Cleetus and Cars event, which we've got some footage for you there too, and this little bonus episode that'll come after. And that's one of the things we talked about, was trying to keep it stock. When we were looking for third gens, because that's what Declan was interested in, I was fully expecting us to find something that was really clapped out, that we were basically going to have to bring back from death's door. So we were really pleasantly surprised to find this one. The body's so solid on it. I mean, it's got its problems, right? It's far from perfect, and the engine needs a lot of work, but the body doesn't need a ton of work. And I am useless at body work. I don't know anything about it. I have very, very little experience with it. So I did not want to get into something where there was a lot of body work required. Much more mechanically stable and willing to try things on the engine, but the body, not so much. So we're happy with what it is. I mean, the paint is shot, but the paint's a great color. It's the original bright red. I don't think this thing has ever been resprayed. So I think our intent is probably going to be to keep it the bright red. That should be an easy respray that my brother-in-law will help us out with, because we won't have to do all the jam work. We should just be able to just overspray the rest of the body and be okay. So yeah, we're going to keep it as stock as we possibly can, just because it's so close to stock now, right? It seems like it's going to take more work to take it further away. In terms of timeline, how long you guys can expect to be here? This is not some pro channel where we've got 4 million subscribers and sponsors and all that stuff. I mean, maybe someday, that would be great, but not right now. So this is a long-term project for us. Declan is 15. You're 15, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
7 months.
So we've got a few months until February before he's eligible for his learner's permit here in Massachusetts, and then another 6 months after that before he can even apply to take his driver's license exam. So we're a little bit more than a year out right now from when we actually need the car for him to use as a daily driver. And I would say my goal is to get this car running and driving around safely, inspected, plates, all that stuff, by around April, which is basically going to be when I think it's safe enough to take the car out on streets that aren't littered with salt. So it's kind of a long-term project. I'm expecting us to have to do a lot of sort of winter projects, the engine probably being one of them. I expect that to happen, during the cooler months when we're sort of stuck and trapped inside, probably when we do a lot of interior work too. So it is a longer-term project, but we're going to keep plugging away at it. We want to make sure that we're bringing you stuff every week, both to keep you guys entertained. I mean, you signed up, so we want to bring you content, but also because we want to make sure that we're keeping ourselves honest and keeping moving forward, right? The danger in these projects is if you take too much time off and slow down a little bit too much, it gets harder and harder to get restarted. So
the channel will give us some incentive to keep going.
Yeah, I feel like this is kind of like when you tell somebody you're doing a weight loss program, and now all of a sudden you're sort of accountable for not eating crap and losing weight. So I feel like we're on a good path. And then finally, on the Chevelle, I do have a quick little video. I'll try to edit it into this one. On the Chevelle, that is my baby. That's my regular project car. It does have a lot of stuff that needs to be done to it, but it's a driver right now. So that will be showing up on the channel, because we can't just constantly do stuff to the Camaro. There's going to be times when we A, need to take a break from it, and B, where we're just going to be stuck and not have anything to do for a week or 2 weeks. So the Chevelle is there for those times as well. And I'm kind of itching for it, right? Because I've been only working on the Chevelle all summer, and I feel like we haven't really touched the Chevelle now since we picked up the Camaro. So I'd like to get back to it. So it will show up on the channel, I promise. You'll have to stay tuned, but it will be there. So that's all from us, guys. We wanted to keep this sort of short. I guess it's gone longer than I really wanted it to in the first place, but I tend to run on at the mouth, as you'll find out or already know. So thanks again for tuning into the channel and sticking with us, and hope you stay with us, and hope you keep watching and keep following the progress that we're making with Declan's car and with the Chevelle, and hope we're making you happy with it. So keep those comments up. Please like and subscribe. It's awesome for us, and we're really thrilled to see it.
It makes you feel better.
Fantastic. It makes me feel better about the time that I'm spending doing this, staying up late and editing and shooting all this stuff. So again, thanks for your support, and we'll see you next time. We do have a regular video that will be coming out. The plan is for this Friday, so this is just a bonus. There is a regular video coming out on Friday, and so stay tuned for that. Thanks very much, guys.
Bye.
Just because it's van-free doesn't mean we're not sophisticated, Larry. We can, oh, and we've got problems. What is going on? The 199 can't even get problems done. There were 2 or 3 I think went across the ramp that time. Well, the 80 has said, you know what, I'm going to get it out of the way right out of the gate, and getting turned around, you've got obstacles.